Hey, just wanted to get a quick video out about the FiiO FT1 Pro that I got recently. My last video that I did, if you watched it, I talked a lot about the Aune AR5000 that I have right here. I love these headphones. They're kind of my benchmark for the $300 price range. I've had other headphones in the past in that range, notably the Edition XS and the HD600. The ARs are really the only ones that have stuck with me. I really like how they sound. I recently got both the FT1 Pro and the FT1 when they were on sale during the 11/11 sales. I moved on from the FT1. I just don't think that the closed back headphone, at least that one, is for me. I do think it sounds better than most headphones in the 150 price bracket, but I'm mainly just going to focus on talking about the FT1 Pro. So the main thing I'm seeing going around about the FT1 Pro is people are talking about the build quality on it. So I wanted to point out a few things here, and we can kind of in praise of the AR5000 with its build quality compared to the FT1 Pro and its build quality. I think it's a good thing to note because the AR5000 are $300 retail while the Pros are $200. And so a lot of people, it seems online, are saying, like, is it worth the extra $100 to upgrade to the AR5000? I do think, as far as sound is concerned, they're two different types of sound signature. So the FT1 Pros have a little bit more bass, a little bit more relaxed treble, but I feel like vocal presentation is pretty similar. The AR5000, I would say, are a little obviously lighter on bass, pretty clean in the mids, and pretty airy in the treble without getting overly spicy or sibilant, or however you want to say, too much treble. As you can see, the background over here, mostly what I'm listening through, this is the FiiO K11 R2R and the Ibasso DC Elite. Those are mostly what I'm listening through. I also have this Ibasso DX180 that I've been using as a DAP that I really like. So those are the things that I'm doing the audio tests on. So yeah, that explains the sound signature pretty well for the FT1 Pro. I do think there aren't, that I've had experience with in this price range, there aren't too many planars that I've found that aren't overly bright. So this is pretty unique in that sense. And I do think it's a really enjoyable sound signature. But I did want to point out a couple things. So you see these screws right here. I hear those called a couple different things, but torque bits seem to be what they're referred to mostly. These have come slightly loose just from normal use. So these rebound. I do kind of like that. They do rebound pretty quick. But it seems like the one where people are having a lot of problems is this top one. So right here, there's nothing to screw to tighten right there. The screw to tighten that, it's kind of hard to access. It's right, yeah, so right there. Which means if you want to tighten that screw, unless you have some sort of angled bit or angled screwdriver to get there, you actually have to take this ear cup off in order to get like a normal screwdriver in there and then tighten that up. I had to do that one time too. You can hear these are kind of, I don't know if you can hear that or not. They're kind of noisy when you move them around. So this is something that I think is pretty worrisome with the FT1 Pro, though if we were just taking them on sound quality alone at $200, I think they would definitely be worth it. They're pretty comfortable for me. I probably wouldn't think much about them not being comfortable if I didn't have the AR5000 that I could just, take these off and put the AR5000 on. The padding on them, it's fine. You can see that. It's pretty thick. The ear cups are comfortable. I did try pad swapping a little bit, but I haven't found anything that I love yet as far as pad swapping. So I'm not going to recommend anything for that. But I will say I did try, as far as sizing, I did try some pads that were for the Sundaras. And as far as sizing goes, they fit perfectly on here. So it seems to be, they are really easy to replace. I'm not going to take them off and on because that would take up too much time in the video, but you definitely can take these off and put them back on. And it's a lot easier to do than on the Aunes. These you can replace them, but they are a huge pain to get off and on. But you can do it. It is possible. So, like I said, the big thing here with these Torx bits, and then this right here seems to be the main failure point. I did see someone say that they contacted FiiO, and FiiO gave them some upgraded pieces in order to keep this more secure. It'd be cool if they made that public, and anybody that had a pair could reach out and do that. I haven't done that yet, but I probably will at some point. Sorry, this is kind of off the cuff. I will say, as far as soundstage, I wanted to mention soundstage too. I do think as far as separation and soundstage, I think the Aunes are better. And so the things that I've noted as negative on here, I just kind of wanted to show you in praise of the AR5000, how they've handled some of those pain points. So these don't have rebound the same way that the FT1 Pro does. So I would say that probably leads to probably not clamping quite as hard. In my case, in my head size, that is a good thing. I think the headband adjustment mechanism here is a lot better. There's a noticeable click there when you move from one to the other, and there's not on this one. It's just kind of a smooth, like moving it up and down, which I don't love. I'm kind of OCD about wanting to keep my headphones like in the same position if they ever get adjusted. There are very faint little notches you can see here, so I know I keep mine up at the 4th notch, and so I move both sides to that 4th notch, but you don't really, there's a very, very faint kind of, you can barely feel it when you cross over one of those points. Here, instead of those bits like the FT1 Pro has, you just have just solid pieces. That doesn't feel like you're at any risk of it coming off. And then under the cup here, it is tightened in right there, but it's tightened into the headband itself right here. And up at the top here, like I don't have any worries about that potentially coming loose. And then obviously you have the metal here, and you have the suspension strap that I just find very, very comfortable. I will mention, I'm not giving up on these by any means. I'm probably going to keep them around for comparisons. I did order the Capra audio strap for these, which is supposed to really help with the comfort. Like I said, these aren't uncomfortable to me, but if the Capra can help with the comfort a little bit, then I might be more prone to pick them up, because I do think there are times to use these and times to use the Aunes. I do also have the Edition XS coming towards me. I've had it in the past and then thought it'd be worth having again. Again, got the Capra audio strap with that one to try as well, because my main thing with the Edition XS that I didn't like was the comfort. So if I can overcome that hurdle, I'll probably have a pretty different opinion of that headphone. I also have the Meze 105 AER Air, I guess, coming as well. So I'll go ahead and end that video there. Looks like I talked for 8 minutes. That was longer than I was anticipating. But once I get all those headphones in, I'll probably do a little bit of a shootout of this, 400 and under, 400 to 200 price point for open back headphones. Because I think there's some good stuff here, and I think each one could be good for specific use cases, especially if you like different sound signatures. But I did want to highlight some of the concerns around build quality of the FT1 Pro, since people seem to question, why would you pay an extra $100 for these? And if we're talking about durability alone, I think it's worth that extra money. Whether or not you like the sound signature better on the AR5000, that's something that's up to you. All right, cool.